Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's real.
What is? I
You know,
love real stuff.
us. Should
You
we
know
do
what we
it?
wait, you know what we haven't talked
What?
about?
What's up? Oh.
We haven't talked about them crazy orcas yet.
Yeah. Why now, orcas? What changed?
One of them got hit and she was pissed and she's like, "Not again." She made sure of it.
But like, there used to be a huge whaling industry that doesn't exist anymore. Like,
Yeah.
what
That's when they were
happened?
stupid. Now they're like, bitch.
I
Uh,
guess we should have a Moby Dick expert on so we can talk about like how accurate a whale trying to attack a boat back then was.
so you want not an expert on whales, but an expert on a fictional book?
I like on what whaling practices were like back then.
Okay. What you got? Ice cream?
Hmm.
Nice. What kind?
This is the last little bit of leftover Thai iced tea ice cream
Shut.
that my good friend Brian brought when we had dinner together the other night.
That sounds amazing.
Thanks, Brian. Screw you, Tressa.
I'll get you, Brian. You
How
want?
will you get him? How? How?
I will besmirch his name on the internet. Boo!
She can't touch you, man. I got your back.
He doesn't know. You don't know shit, Josh. You've never felt my wrath. And I want that
Super
ice cream.
fans, letterheads, Tressamaniacs all know the wrath of Tressinator.
That's right. Should we clap it in?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, no.
What's up, everybody? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here tonight to talk about the great Friday the 13th, the series, season 1, episode 20. This is the second part of a two-parter on the Quilt of Hathor. So, Quilt fans, Hathor fans, and Quilt of Hathor fans, get your fill. This will be your one and only warning. We're going to spoil the whole episode by talking about it. So, if you haven't seen it already and you want to not have things spoiled, but listen to this afterwards, pause us, watch it, come back. You're back. Welcome back.
Hey, everybody. You know what they did, and I love so much that they did it. Started off with a last time on Friday the 13th, the series.
It was the dopest having Jack
Uh huh.
in Jack character recapping the episode.
Love
It
it.
was fucking awesome.
So great. Applause, applause. Thank you, sir.
Also, like, here's just a note to everybody making TV that's
Mm.
listening to this podcast and watching our live stream and everything. You're taking a note?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know if your show makes sense, try to write the recap for the following week and see if you can like make it make sense in a few bullet points.
Bullet points. Got it.
Mhm.
Thank you.
That's my note to you, the
Specifically, me.
world.
Oh. So after the recap, we get Ellie folding a demonic quilt. And I have a question about this demonic quilt.
Like, how do you fold it?
No,
Because it has a pentagram on
I,
it,
I, I kind, I get it. It's
five
probably
pointed
like
star, and four legged men.
that's what I don't get. Well, how is it okay for any sect of this religion to for anyone to own this quilt with a pentagram and like I don't know, whatever else is on that shit. Why was anyone like, hey, this is a great idea. Let's bring Satan into our homes? Just speaking from like a non-denominational Christian vagueness, that shit's not allowed in your house. You're that strict? Not happening. Not happening.
You grew up in a pretty strict household that like followed some of the Pentatite rules, if I understand correctly.
That's right. We had to churn our own butter.
Mm.
And what was the other one?
That's filthy.
Plowing. Yeah, we all plowed the fields. The fields. And yeah, we didn't have electricity.
That sketch from the Ben Stiller show of Amish studs is amazing.
Yeah, I remember.
Honestly, the best performance of all is Janine Garofalo.
Yeah,
who looks like she can barely stay in her skin. She's so overjoyed to have been chosen. For courting.
And her dad's behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just like old times. So yeah, my point being, this quilt was bullshit. It would have never ended up there in the first place.
Like if you're really into quilts, you go to some knick-knack shops and you're like, hey, look, there's an unusual quilt here.
Uh-huh.
Just as a fan of quilts.
Right.
You're going to be like, I'm going to take this back.
No, you're not. If you are that religious, you will see that and you will like spit on it. You will not take it home. Like when the investigator was there and he's like, tell me about this quilt. And the Reverend was like, yeah, we make quilts. It's cool.
Yeah, the women do.
You know what quilt I'm talking about, bitch.
Yeah, the Grand Inquisitor was like a no-nonsense dude.
I'm a big fan. Big fan of the Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What are some of the reasons you love the Grand Inquisitor so much?
He's got a dope-ass name.
Uh-huh.
He takes shit from no one. He hangs out in a big empty room all day. I'm all about it.
Listening to people's gripes and whatever, and he's like, well, I don't give a shit about that.
You're wrong. Next.
Right? That seems to be like, that's his go-to. All right, I've heard your complaint. It's horse shit. Move along.
You're boring.
You're basic.
So anyway, Effie's folding this gigantic satanic quilt. And
shout out to Effie Stokes.
She's like, you're my only friend, satanic quilt. You're the best.
Right. Ryan has forsaken the outside world so that he can court the Reverend's daughter, Laura.
Uh-huh.
So he's there dressed to kill.
Gross. Some other council guy from this weird religion is like, look, bro, if you're not going to get married, we're going to have to replace you. And
right. We're going to move in.
Yeah. And the Reverend's like,
there's power plays happening in the Pentatite community.
Hey, I'm trying my damnedest to get a
I
bitch
keep
in my
getting
bed.
betrothed and the girls keep dying.
I don't know what it is. It just, bitches love me. I don't know. And the council's like, yeah, we get it, but we hear there's some witchcraft going around. What? No, that's crazy. That's crazy. Why would you say that even? That's crazy. No.
So then...
No.
So Ryan meets with the Reverend and is like, guess what? There is witchcraft.
Whoa, what?
Yeah,
Tell
there's
me
this
all
magic
about
blanket.
it, how it works, when I can use it, how I get to it. I'm just trying to make it go away, so I just need all the details, every single one, to not benefit
Ryan
me.
lays it all out, explains the whole deal. He's like, all right, cool, man. Thanks for letting me know. I'll take care of it. Next thing we know, he's like,
You
dear everyone.
guys, guess the fuck what? We're having lunch, but I got a surprise. I got married. Stokes, get your ass up here. That's what this whole episode was for me. Just a lot of grandizing, and I loved it.
Except,
Uh-huh.
unlike previous wedding announcements, literally no one was happy about it.
Yeah, they were
Usually
like,
people are like, oh, hooray, the joy. And in this case, everyone was like, ugh,
the
she's
who?
so plain.
Yep. Gross. You know what?
So then they like go to their marriage bed.
Yeah, she's like, hell yeah, we got the marriage bed. Let me get my blanket out. Which I
Right,
don't
just
understand why
close your
that's.
eyes. Right, she
This,
was just like, turn out the light.
he's like, yeah, okay, bye. I
Good
was I
night.
was ready to do it, but you want me to turn the light off? Bye. And he turns her back on her. That was such a crazy scene. Okay, Josh, crazy scene because she's like, oh yeah, I'm married to this guy and it's gonna get crazy tonight. And then she's like, oh, I have this beautiful satanic quilt to put on our bed. What's she gonna dream about? What's her plan there? What does she not know that other people can use it? Going back to another question for other times of this quilt,
Uh-huh.
this quilt also makes the person you're dreaming about fall asleep suddenly.
No, not necessarily, because we
Yeah,
see
every
other
single
people
one.
dying.
Yeah, and they all fell asleep first. Flo, she was like, oh, I feel funny, and then she like fell asleep. Grand Inquisitor, he was like, oh, I feel sleepy, asleep.
No, because before this happened,
Uh-huh.
Effie killed Florence. She doesn't fall
She
asleep.
does. She's walking
What?
away. She was like in the room and she's like, oh, I need that quilt. It's not yours. And she's like, get the fuck out of my room. And she's like, my bad. She walks down the hall. Effie immediately wraps herself in the blanket, jumps on the ground, and falls asleep immediately. And then Flo's like, oh, walking down the hallway, like, I don't feel weird. And then passes out, falls asleep on the floor, gets her eyeballs cut out or whatever.
Yeah, she's blinded by the fork.
That's what happened. And it
Because
also killed her.
there's a giant serving fork in the dream.
It
And at first it's like, oh wait, is she gonna like make her eat too much like pork and die?
right, because she kept putting pork on her plate.
But that was not it.
But then she's like, oh, I'm going to stab you in the eye. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm going to stab you in the eye. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. I stabbed you in the eye.
And then
you're dead.
the real Florence, blood squirting out of her eyes, and like she has her eyeballs in her hands.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh,
Yeah.
sad. Mm.
But it was not clear to me that she fell asleep. She was just like attacked while she was
No.
walking down the hall.
No. She was passing out. She was getting all groggy and like, she looked like she was drugged. And then she passed out. For sure, for sure.
All right, well, I don't know. But in the next one, when Effie is like, all right, well, if my husband's not going to sleep with me, I guess I'll stab him to death in his dream. So she's like, all right,
Girl.
lights out, blankets up.
That's a
So
bad plan.
they go to the Viennese waltz like they always do.
Effie, just take a breath. Jesus Christ, it's one night.
Oh, hey, this is interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what we see in this dream,
Uh-huh.
she's waltzing with Josiah in the
Mm-hmm.
dream, and she pulls a knife on him, and they're like spinning in the dance.
Mm-hmm.
But then he turns from his waltz version to his real life version, and then she turns from her waltz version as they continue to dance
Yeah.
into her real life version, and she's like not happy about that.
Hell no,
I
she's
will
plain.
point out she's extremely plain. And then in order to like it's clear that he has taken over the dream, so like like she was having the dream, he was having the dream, they're both in the dream. He takes control of it, and then he dips her in the dance so hard that she dies. And that's all she wrote. And then he wakes up with the blanket and she's dead on the bed.
Man, the deaths in this episode were so great. Like, he
But
dipped
wait,
her
I
to
have a big
death.
question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
He was in previous dreams that he wasn't being killed in.
Uh-huh. Was he
Like,
watching those dreams at the same time? Is that the
yeah,
question?
like, did he have any experience of that dream that he wasn't killed in? Like, did he wake up like tired from dancing all night or something?
Well, maybe he was aware that those dreams were happening. Well, even then, wouldn't he be like, "Whoa, that's weird. I just had a dream that they died just that way." I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know. Maybe the fact that we're even like thinking about this seriously. Maybe it's just like you can dream about one person and it affects that one person, but if you dream about more than one person, that doesn't work. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got
Well,
no
anyway,
answers.
so then the next morning, Josiah sees Ryan and he's like, "Hey,
Wait,
I
wait.
had it in my hands, but she must have been on to me." So she took off.
You missed a big chunk of that.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
He dipped her to death,
Mm-hmm.
woke up, wrapped her in his dead wife's quilt, and put her in the root cellar.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Okay, fair enough.
You gotta get rid of
Fair enough.
this very plain evidence.
So plain, it's disgusting. So yeah, go ahead. What did he tell Ryan? Go ahead.
He's like, "Oh, she must have been on to me because when I woke up, she and the quilt were gone."
I tried so hard. I tried
Yeah,
so
anyway,
hard.
good work. Thanks anyway.
High five. I'll see you at lunch.
And so Josiah's got the quilt. He's got like nothing but plans for power plays. He goes in to see the Grand Inquisitor, and then he's like, "Hey, Ryan, bad news. The Grand Inquisitor said you got to pack the fuck up and get the fuck out."
Well, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, which is not true. The Grand Inquisitor was like, if he wants to convert, then we welcome him.
Yeah, that's what we do, dum-dums.
Anyway, Josiah quilts that dude to death right when Ryan walks in the door.
And he's like, "No, I better go over there and get your blood all over me." And then everyone walks in. He's like, "No, no, no, no. It's not what it looks like."
So then they're like, "All right, we're going to burn Ryan to death."
Don't
Because
you
things
have to
move
like,
quickly here.
you should maybe call like local police or something for
Right.
any of these deaths?
Jack and Mickey finally get there now, and they're like useless. They're like, "Hey, don't do that."
Hey, he would never kill anyone except for those other guys that he killed those other
Whoops.
episodes.
Yeah, he does have a body count.
Eee.
And then the daughter, the girlfriend, Laura,
Uh-huh.
is like, "He would never. And my father maybe has something to do with this." And then Josiah's like, fuck my daughter too. Burn her if you can.
Hold up, I'll be real quick. I'm gonna go to my dad's quilt trunks that he has. He's got like 10 in each room, so I'm gonna go search all them real quick. Then we'll see who's the real bad guy. So she goes through like the living room trunk quilt, the bathroom trunk quilt, the kitchen trunk quilt. I think she passes on the bedroom trunk quilt, but then she's like, whatever will I do? The root cellar. Finds Effie and her mom's quilt, and she's like, "Listen up, bitches. This guy right here killed Effie. She's in the root cellar. Put out this fire with me with snow that I'm shoveling on the fire. Help me. Some guys, help me." It was great. It was great. Because the quilt, her mom made. You don't fuck with a woman's quilt that her mom made.
Aaron.
And it's now got back blood on it. I don't know. 'Cause she got her
Right.
back blown out.
She snapped her spinal cord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she got her back blown out.
She got spinal fluid everywhere.
Uh-huh. Gross.
Grodius Maximus.
Oh, it looks like golden hour over there, Josh.
I guess it's golden hour. A long, long golden hour.
So, why don't these guys ever call the police ever? The sheriff.
Unclear. And is there any sort of police in the Pentatite community?
No, there's not. That we ever saw. Like, I don't think that's legal. I think that you have to tell the authorities, even if you are your own sect and have your own quote unquote laws. I don't think that's legal.
Yes and no. I mean, yes, but that's not how things seem to operate.
Well,
in real life.
There's a federal level we're talking about. Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I am a fan of the law applying to everyone.
Nah, fuck it. Just the
Any whoosies.
Yep.
We got.
Oh wait, we didn't wait. Okay, I had okay. Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
So everyone's like, yeah, let's go see if that Effie lady is in the root cellar, like that lady said. She is. Oh no, there goes Josiah running away on a horse, and now he's
off to get the quilt. Get him! Hot pursuit. Hot pursuit. That's what you yell when you're in hot pursuit of someone. You yell, hot pursuit. How
would anyone know if you didn't?
That's the way people know.
Yeah.
Hot pursuit.
So then he goes into a mill of some kind, locks the door behind him.
The mill.
Runs up all the stairs. He is getting quite a workout. He gets the quilt and immediately
there's a tug of war.
Nope. First, he wraps it around himself and immediately falls asleep like that. And Ryan's like, I'm gonna get that quilt, but I'm so sleepy. And then he yanks it away. It was so goofy. I loved it. So now they're playing tug of war, fighting. They're having a good time. It's like
tug in the old mill.
You know what I'm saying?
Tug. That's what you say when you're having a tug of war.
How would anyone know if you didn't?
There was hot pursuit, but now there's tug.
Laura comes up and she's like, bro, just let go. Just let go of it. It's fine, whatever. Ryan lets go of the quilt, and Dad does a backflip out the window and lands 20 feet away from this fucking building.
It's so, how hard was he pulling on that quilt? He does the flippiest flip of all time.
Well done, everyone involved.
And then the very next scene, Ryan is comforting Laura, and he's like, all right, peace out.
You know there's witchcraft now. I gotta get fixing all this witchcraft. Bye.
Yeah, I got work to do.
As I said to my partner in a previous episode, it's my responsibility. I kind of forgot about that in the last episode, but now I remembered, so goodbye.
Just as Peter Parker's Uncle Ben once said, with great witchcraft comes great responsibility.
Yeah, that's right. He said that. Epilogue!
So he's like, all right, so I got to go back to the world. So you can't come with me because you have to stay and
he's
rebuild
like, no,
the community.
Please come back with me. And she's like, nah, that's gross. You guys are sinners. And
well, she doesn't say it like that. She's like, I would love to, but of course I cannot.
She could.
They're like, so that's done.
Yeah.
And then he goes home, back to Curious Goods. He sits down, exhausted.
So sleepy.
She's given him a hat to bring back to the city with him. A hat. Don't forget your hat. It's like, this will be great in the city. She's
Yeah.
like, you can remember me by it.
Thanks.
So he sits down, sacks
What do
out,
I look like, Debbie
dead asleep.
Gibson? Yeah. And Mickey
It is a
walks
bit of
in.
that.
Yeah. Mickey walks in and she's like, "Oh, I don't want to wake him. I'll just move his arms around a lot. Here's your
And
hat
put the
back."
hat on his chest to sleep with. And then he wakes up with a start and freeze frame on that for some reason.
Yeah, that was so goofy. This episode was better than the first part. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much.
I mean, there were a lot of twists.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't know if there was financial malfeasance or not. Maybe.
Nah, I think we were
There might
just.
just not have been enough time to deal with that as well.
I think that we were just meant to doubt Josiah a bit and his capabilities.
Yeah, because it turns out everybody is a killer. Everyone's a hypocrite and everyone's a killer. So
Especially.
this brings me back to my big question about this series, which is, do the cursed objects turn you into a killer
Mm,
because you have some possible predisposition, but it turns you into a killer?
Are we speaking about Josiah doing the big switcheroo and being like, "I'm going to use a blanket"? That one?
But also Effie, why is she killing Josiah on their wedding night? We thought we were led to believe.
Look, if she's not going to get it, what's the point of a wedding night? Like, that's stupid. You might as well just murder your husband.
I mean, they're married now. Like,
Yeah.
maybe he's
So
tired
what's his
today.
problem?
Maybe.
No, like, why? Like, we're in the same bed right now.
She's like, I'm either gonna get it or I'm gonna murder.
That's right, Josh. That's how all
That's
women
how it
think.
works. That's Go on, Tressa. Follow that.
No, I'm good. Uh, don't ask me about my first 4 husbands, please. And then Josiah's like, "Hey, I'm wrapped in this blanket and I get it now. I could have all the power. If I murder everyone, it makes no sense." Because why didn't he just murder Ryan? Did he just need a scapegoat? Why kill the big Grand Inquisitor? Why?
Well, the Grand Inquisitor, like, I mean, there were threats to this dude's authority within the community, so he was taking out those threats.
Right. That blanket.
But then he was
like,
also like, okay, so I'm gonna take out all those threats, and fuck it, if my daughter doubts me, burn the witch.
fuck that bitch. That blanket is like a mercenary in Cuba. That blanket's like, the Reverend sends his regards.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'm just tying it all together, Josh. All these shows are connected.
We got the multiverse.
Yes, of all shows, of course. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we have very little Mickey and Jack in this episode, and honestly not that much Ryan either.
True. That's fine. And when we do get Jack and Mickey, it is
Thanks
pointless.
for nothing, you two.
Yeah, they walk in and like, no,
don't kill our friend.
You can't do that. You shouldn't. You guys, stop it. Not now. He's not a killer except for those other times. Guys, no. That's it. And then Ryan was like, blanket. That's it. Everyone else is like, witches. Let me just summarize. Don't kill our friend.
Do the full summary.
Okay. Okay, here's the summary. Don't kill our friend. Blankets. Witches. Bad guys. Outsiders. Fork in the eye. The end.
You forgot about star-crossed lovers
Eh,
from two different worlds.
no thanks.
And now, instead of figuring out a way to make it work,
You're just like, bye.
bye.
Summer camp's over.
Yeah, summer camp's over.
I'll write you maybe. I'll forget
Oh,
after the first
man.
time.
Summer camp. Summer loving happened so fast.
I'm not gonna. No.
Summer loving, having a blast. Met a girl crazy for me. You're not a fan?
I'm not doing that.
Do you like Grease?
I don't hate Grease with the white hot passion that I do with most musicals, but I don't love it.
Okay. How about Grease 2?
I think I might like it more because I'm not as familiar. My little sister didn't watch it 100 million times every day, and it's kind of funny with the role reversal and that nobody really knows about it. I think that's funny, so I like that.
Cool. Maybe. What if we did those two movies as like a double feature for the podcast for our fans?
Yeah, all right, I guess. You're not gonna.
It's just an idea. Hey guys, speaking of which, I'm going to talk to the fans for a quick sec.
Oh, okay.
Guys.
I got my headphones in so I could still hear anything you say, though.
Tressa, you're allowed to hear what I'm saying.
I thought you said, okay.
It's not a secret.
Okay.
I was just going to let them know that if they want cool On Fire Tonight stuff, they can visit onfiretonight.com and check out our merch store.
You know what, Josh? I was just working on an On Fire Tonight Friday 13th series mug today, and boy, is it going to be fun.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see this design.
It's not working for me. I got to keep working.
It hasn't come together yet.
Correct.
Mm.
It's going to be there. It's going to be there. It's just not there.
It needs us.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I need some selfies so I can put your face on Jack's body or Ryan's body. Oh, on Ryan's body with the hair and the cool button-up shirt. Yeah, I need a selfie.
Wait, are you Ryan or am I Ryan?
You're Ryan. I'm Jack.
Who's Mickey?
My dog. So yeah, go to onfiretonight.com and get some merch.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. That's all the time we have for this episode. Come back next time for more